What's going on in a mind of a 10,000 hour survivor while getting chased? Let's get into it. Okay, so right off the bat, I see a pallet in front of me, I see a window in front of me, and the reason why I recognize the window is because I recognize this building, and far from a distance, I see shack.
Like, for example, look at this pallet. Look where this is gonna combine. We have this combined into this window here. Like, you can literally, like, and then go around and then go to that pallet again.
Not many people would understand why I paused the video right here as well, but as you can see from the far distance, I see there is a pallet next to shack that I can connect as well. And there is a reason why I decided to look in that direction. So at this point, a few seconds in, I know there is a pallet in front of me, I know there is a window in front of me, I know there is shack that I can connect as well, and I know there is a pallet next to shack.
It's a Oni. He's coming.
It is very important that while getting chased is to recognize the killer's perks. Now I see that the killer is prioritizing the window over going around. So I'm assuming that they have Bamboozle. Now let's say they have Bamboozle level 3, the window should be blocked for 16 seconds. Now I will make that window a lot earlier than 16 seconds. So in the back of my head, I already know that they don't have Bamboozle.
He's probably gonna bamboozle it. He prioritized the window over anything else.
When it comes to playing against an Oni, it is very important to play super safe. Now you should avoid giving Onis power early game. So early game, you need to play as safe as possible. What I did here is I was pretending to loop the pallet, I was pretending to greet the pallet basically, but I decided to go for a pallet vacuum so I can guaranteed get the stun and, you know, continue looping.
Okay.
On me. Yeah, I'm going shack. He might leave me here. No, he's still on me. He's committing. I'm at check now.
Seeing how much distance I have from the killer, there is absolutely no need for me to stay around shack. There is no need for me to just pre-drop shack right now and continue looping. I can do it. I can pre-drop shack right now and then, you know, continue pre-dropping other pallets while my teammates do gens. But what I decided to do instead is I decided to connect the pallet next to shack, which is a jungle gym. I decided to pre-drop that pallet after, and then later move on to shack, and then later connect the other loops that I memorized in the beginning of the game.
I have jungle gym next to shack. I'm using that. He's moonwalking himself.
Right here, I already know that the killer does not have Bamboozle, so for the killer to vault the window is very unlikely. However, a lot of killers like to, you know, fake left and right, fake to go around both sides, and then still vault the window. So this is what I did. I tried to play it as safe as possible, see what the killer is doing, and the killer decided to vault the window, so I continued looping the other direction.
Yep, vaulting window. No bamboozle, by the way. Yep, bye.
After vaulting the jungle gym window once, I decided to pre-drop the pallet as soon as possible, knowing in the back of my head I still have shack pallet, I have the pallet next to shack pallet, and I have the window where we first started.
I'm pre-dropping and you guys can just gen rush.
The first reason why I paused this video right here is because it's super important to look behind you. I know I'm gonna keep saying this in every single video. Keep looking behind you and pay attention at the killer's red stain so you don't get mind gamed. And the second reason is I have enough time to drop shack pallet and head back to the first window where we first started. So there is no need for me to use the filler pallet that was next to shack. And I can use that for later on because, once again, remember that pallet.
I'm dropping shack.
The distance between me and the killer is once again insane, and I have enough time to go to the window where we first started instead of just using the pallet next to shack.
I'm sorry, Ani, greeting is dead. No one greets anymore, it's 2023.
At this point, the fact that this Oni did not drop chase, knowing I have the same exact loop since the beginning of the game, blew my mind. And there's still 4 gens left, they could have perfectly dropped chase to go and defend gens to have a way better result than what's coming for them. Because at that point, I already knew this is going to be a 5 gen chase with the setup that I have in my head.
He's bloodlusted as fuck. I'm back to shack.
Yep, you heard that correct. I'm back to shack. And remember that pallet that I still haven't used? Yeah. At this point, what's going on in my head is that we're deep into the game, probably mid-game. The gens are going, gens are popping, still no hooks, nothing. The killer is getting nervous, which means if a killer gets nervous, they start performing a lot worse. So at that point, it's safe to say that I already got into this Oni's head. So what I wanted to do here is, I wanted to pre-drop the pallet and then go for the shack window. But I knew that the distance between me and the window was a little bit too far, and the Oni was probably going to catch up.
Tell me.
The only good play that the Oni did in this whole game was cutting me off for not making the window. I'm sure that this is what they meant to do. I hope this is what they meant to do, but they cut me off to not make the window. However, I decided to, move my game plan and still made the window in a different way.
He knows I'm gonna take shack window. I can make that.
Nice, good chase.
Nice, still on me.
Right here, it's very sad to see. It is actually sad. I mean it. I genuinely mean it, because the second gen just popped. The Oni got power. And the fact that they did not drop chase to go after some other survivors to potentially catch a survivor off guard and, get an insta-down on a full health survivor. And the fact that they didn't do that is insane. So they decided to still commit to me, knowing I'm running to the same exact place where we first started, where this whole video has been, basically going on. It is honestly insane. It is absolutely insane. So the fact that this Oni decided to lose the game just to catch one survivor is insane. So for the people saying that, well, you shouldn't just have teabagged, teabagging should never get into a killer's head. Ever. This should never be a thing. This should not exist. Any good killer should not get offended by teabagging, and this is exactly why. Now, once again, I'm assuming it's the teabagging. Otherwise, I don't see why this Oni would chase me. I see a lot of killers use the excuse, well, I want to chase good survivors to be good as a killer, but then why don't you do 1v1s? Why don't you do 1v1s? There is a reason people do 1 versus 1 in custom games to improve, instead of just going into a public match and then end up losing. I mean, I honestly don't know. I'm just trying to help. Like, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just gonna continue playing.
Yep, on me still. Nice, easy.
What is going on in my head at that point is that it was safe to say that the killer already lost the game, and we just continue looping. And before people are going to say, well, don't you like getting chased and blah blah blah, I'm not complaining about me getting tunneled or chased at all. Like, I love it so much. In fact, I love it way more than killers just kicking gens and holding 3 gens and blah blah blah. I'm just showing this video mainly because there is a lot of killers out there that blame survivors for losing when this is how they play. Do you see my point now? Do you see it, or do I have to be even more clear?
Yeah, he's getting juiced. He lost the game. 5 gen chase, 5 gen chase. Did I speak too soon? No, I did not.
In my head, the Oni's power is gone. I have enough time to make it all the way to Shack, all the way to the jungle gym behind Shack, and, continue from there. What we also know from now on is that I didn't get to see 80% of the map. I only used 3 pallets, and the chance of only getting the power again is very, very, it's very, very low, unless they do manage to hit another survivor, and yeah.
It's 5 gen chase, 100%. With 3 pallets. I only use 3 pallets.
Wow.
Because I have an insane broken loop here.
From now, with the 4th gen popping, I take a look to the bottom left of my screen. I see that adrenaline is about to kick in, and with the 4th pallet in front of my face, I know it's the nail in the coffin, and that's basically where I'm going to have adrenaline, and good luck chasing me full health.
Nice, GG, GG. Give me adrenaline, guys, please.
Okay.
GG, he lost. I adrenaline. Bye.
Oh, this feels bad.
Remember, chat, when I told you I'm gonna show you an example of pre-dropping and having a team that does gens? This is the example right here. It's nothing's impressive on this. Where is the gate? Can you tell me?
Next
I hear
to
it, I hear
Shaq.
it, I hear it, I hear it. GG.
Don't let him get a hit.
Well, to be honest, yeah, don't let him hit you. He gave up, he gave up.
At the end of the game, I decided to give the killer a kill, but they did not accept it, which was, you know, really, really nice, because I think they realized that they are currently in a MMR that doesn't belong to them, which I honestly respect, because if you just keep giving killers kills like these for free, they will probably increase MMR and play against even better and better survivors and better teams who are more coordinated and stuff like that. So this Oni accepted defeat like a real samurai, you know, to lower the MMR and play against teams that, you know, match the same skill set. So yeah, this video was mainly made to show how to not play killer and literally show how to play survivor. This is two sides. I honestly enjoyed making this video. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.